Yes, happy morning children, all of you. Valga Velamudan. Yes, today, second chapter in civics on equality. In that chapter, we're going to see that equality in democracy. Okay, that is the topic we're going to see today. Yes, children, we know the fundamental rights. The first fundamental right itself for us, the right to equality. Okay, yes, children, imagine if you are playing in a playground. Your 7th grade students all are playing in a playground. That time the 9th grade or 10th grade students coming to the same ground and they start to play and asking you to go out of the ground because they want to play in that ground. We want to play in that ground, like that they are saying. What's your answer to them? Immediately you will move. Immediately are you moving from that place? Are you started fight with them? Yes, everybody will start the second one. Why we want to move from that place? We also have the same right in the school. We are studying in the school itself. This is ground for us also. In this way you started arguing, and sometimes it is again changing to fight also. You are fighting or arguing to them that you have the rights to play in the ground. In that time, your PT teacher or any other teacher coming to that place and they support you. They support you and they respect your points. They saying to that 9th grade students, no children, everybody is equal. You are play that side, these children will play this side. Like that if they are doing means, how will you feel? You feel very happy because your opinion is respected. You also respected in that area, in that place. Yes, no. So everyone, if our dignity is respected, means everybody feel very happy. So in this chapter, in this topic also, equality. In a democratic country in the world have a principle, that is equality. It is the basic principle for all the country. Our Indian constitution also recognizes every person has equal. This means all the people, every individual in the country equal, whether they are poor, whether they are male or female, persons from a different caste, different religion, different race, different creed, whatever they may be, but they all should respected equal. Okay, this is our constitution says this, that is every individual is equal. Okay, children, are you think everybody is equal in our country? The equality is practiced in all over the country. No, children, still in our country, some places, some part of the country have inequality. So government have lot of measures to eradicating the inequality in our country. Yes, the next one. In the constitutions, our constitution, what is saying, all are equal. Yes, the recognizes of equality includes some of the following provisions. Every person is equal before the law. That meaning, in the country, from the president to the labor. For example, Kanta, we saw a imagination character in the story, no, in the first topic. Like that, from the president to the laborer is equal in our country before the law, because our constitution is saying like that. Nobody can be discriminated against on any grounds. In here, any grounds meanings irrespective of how everybody is treated equally, irrespective of caste, creed, race, religion, regions, everything. Region means whatever their places, birthplaces or whatever their places. Okay, so this also our constitution says every person has access to public places and public utility. Yes, children, all the places, all the people want to, you have the rights to access to use the places and use the public utility, and untouchability has been abolished. That means in the olden days they following the caste discrimination, untouchability, so that has been also abolished. Next, every individual, this is the principle of the democratic country. Every individual in the country, including male and female person from all castes, religion, tribes, educational and economic backgrounds are recognized as equal. Then no person can be discriminated. This is the second point of the principle. These things are said by the government. No person can, constitution. No person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place of birth, that is region, or whether they are male or female. Then here we saw the third point in the principle. What is that? Every person has access to public places including playgrounds, hotels, shops and markets. All persons can use publicly available wells, roads and bathing ghats. Okay, what is the meaning? Why they given this point in the constitution? Yes, children, because everybody are going to the theatre, mall, shops, everybody walking on the roads, temples, schools, everywhere, all are we are presenting, no? Then why they given this point in our constitution? Because before few decades, the caste discriminations followed in our country. The people were not allowed to take water in the same well or river, and also they are not allowed to take baths in the same place where the other peoples are taking bath. They have the separate road, that is not road. They want to walk in the what we are saying, the one-way path we are saying, no, in that only they want to walk. So this discrimination, this inequality is practiced in the olden days. So our constitution added this point also in the laws. Then yes, children, till this basic three principles we saw. Every persons are equal. Then the second one is no person can be discriminated on any grounds. Then every person has access to public places and public utilities. And yes, children, through the laws, these three principles, the government said to us all are equal. They bring the equality among the people they try to bring the equality among the people through the laws. That is the basic principles, through constitutions, laws. And the government promoted many programs and schemes to bring the equality among the people in the country. Yes, the two ways in which the government has tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the constitution, that we see the three principles, is first, through laws, and second, government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. There are several laws in India that protect every person to be treated equally. The government also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. That means, I told before few decades, the people are not treated equally. The caste discrimination, religion discrimination, race discrimination is practiced very seriously in our country. Then here we saw the government also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. Here there is a lot of examples we have. In that one, the midday meal program. Midday meal program means the cooked lunch provided to the children who studied in that school by the government itself. That is called midday meal program or scheme. Tamil Nadu was the first state to introduce this scheme. All government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. This gives a lot of positive effects. That means the poor parents started to send their children to school because of this midday meal scheme. Yes, because of the positive effects, the Supreme Court in 2001, the Supreme Court asked all state government to begin this program in their schools within 6 months. Next, Midday meal program has had many positive effects. This program also helped reduce caste prejudices because both lower and upper caste child in the school ate this meal together. Yes, children, the midday meal program bring the equality among the students at their lunchtime. Because in your home or in any other places in those days, they are not allowed to sit the lower caste peoples with them. They have separate hotels, they have separate places, they have separate roads, everything. But in the midday meal scheme, the caste prejudices are avoided because whether they are poor or rich, whether they are higher caste or lower caste, both everyone is sit together in the school and they had their meal. This meal system bringing the equality among the students. And also there is lot of, I told parents in those days, parents send their children for working for yearning, okay, because of them poor. But now after the government started the midday meal program, they send their children to school. The midday meal scheme includes the fact that more poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school. Then next, the midday meal program also helps reduce the hunger of poor students who often to come to school and cannot concentrate because their stomachs are empty. Yes, see children, poor people send their kids for working, for earning money. And some parents send their children to school for learning, even though they don't have any food in their home. That time, with hungry, with the empty stomach, they cannot concentrate their education. This helps them to concentrate their education because the midday meal helps them to fulfill their stomach. Okay, so in this way also the government helped to the poor people. The midday meal program has helped increase the enrollment and attendance of poor children. Yes, children, because still in some places, if you are going to Matchbox Industries and all, they send their kids only for earning because of their poor. Okay, so in this midday, we heard in the Kamarajar story, Kamarajar asked to the students, children, if he provide or if the government provide one time of meal to them means they are ready to come to school. So in this scheme, enrollment helped increase the enrollment and attendance of poor children in schools. Then trying to eradicate the caste discrimination that in so many parts of our country, Dalit women have been employed to cook the meal. This helps to avoid caste system because we know about the discrimination of the caste. Okay, children, yes, even today there are several schools in the country in which Dalit children are discriminated against and treated unequally. We saw in the story of Om Prakash Valmiki, the teacher asked him to clean the whole ground. Yes, no, like that. See this picture. Some students are sitting on the benches and poor children are sitting down. This discrimination was practiced till some parts of our country. This is very bad. Everyone want to think everybody's are equal. No one is inferior. Yes. These children who is, that means the children, that means Dalit children are discriminated against and treated unequally. These children forced into unequal situation in which their dignity is not respected. Yes, children, I already told the first, if they are discriminate you because you are grade is 7th standard, you are not have the right to play in this ground. If they said, if your dignity is not respected in that place, how you feel? We feel very sad. If any, because of any because of any discrimination, because of any difference, you are sharp, so you should not come to this program. You have the stammering, so you should not participate in the speech competition. You are black in color, so you are not allowed to participate in annual day program. If anyone saying like this